Welcome to the change control process, as presented by Carmen Cernuska for Dr. Potiat. A request was transmitted to the Meadowview Hospital Service Desk team that was immediately acted on by an IT analyst without realizing the impact to any other teams. Many issues came to light from this change and resulted in the change being reversed to mitigate losses. And now the senior team wants to make sure this does not happen again. This is the situation as it was proposed. The background to this issue is identified as a bedside nurse that recently requested a change to a section of the nursing documentation. An IT analyst quickly made the change, but neither the requesting nurse nor the IT analyst realized that the documentation was shared with the respiratory therapy team. This caused a major disruption in the respiratory department, as they temporarily lost their ability to chart some patient elements. The IT help desk started to receive many calls regarding this system issue. After several hours, the change was backed out and restored to its prior state. IT leadership determined that change management policies and procedures must be in place to mitigate the risk of this scenario from occurring in the future, as stability of the system must be maintained at all times. Upon assessment, it was noted that the change had to be shut down immediately. The senior team recognized immediately that they could not have this happen again. Any change would have to pass through a process to ensure that all groups are considered so that this scenario does not get repeated. The change process would now require policies and procedures, details on change control meetings, and communicating changes to end users. Recommendations moving forward. It is my view that a working group should be formed to begin writing policies and procedures on change management. These documents will outline the rules and process for any type of change that is requested, no matter what level it comes from in the organizational hierarchy. While the levels of required permissions may not be the same depending on who is asking for the change, the necessary assessments must be completed to ensure the change does not take down an entire system moving forward. An electronic change form will be implemented for all staff to be able to request a change, and it will be sent to the appropriate teams to ensure it is reviewed for appropriateness. Change control meetings shall occur every month on a defined day of the week, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, as it is not wise to make a change on a Friday or Monday, especially when considering weekends or long weekends with holidays. The agenda will be standard, and the items for change will come there once they have been approved by the affected teams via the change form. In other words, that the change can actually be considered. There are times when changes are requested that actually cannot even be looked at further because the infrastructure is not present, or the change would be so huge that this would not be the time for it. Membership of the change control team shall have a representative of each group of IT, such as service desk, technical analysts, systems analysts, enterprise analysts, and affiliated management. The team requesting the change, such as nursing or a non-IT area, would have explained their request via the form, which would have been followed up by the appropriate IT team to bring forward. If only certain parts of the change can be accommodated, or they can only be accommodated in a different fashion than what was originally asked for, this will need to go back to the requesting group to assess acceptability. If all teams are agreeable to the change and the plan to complete the change, then communication will need to move out to all of the affected teams. The requesting team will assist the IT group with identifying the affected groups to ensure coverage. This may require multiple communications if it will roll out in a stepped fashion or is a large change to the organization. A standard template for communication via email will be developed by the working group and shall be used for all IT communication moving forward. This will flag teams to changes coming forward and their associated timelines. Communication will also be sent via managers to share with teams and on the help desk page to remind staff. If the change is large, then members of IT may need to circulate among end users at huddles or simply in small groups on the units to provide a 5-minute in-service. Depending on the size of the change, plans may take time to create and require extra meetings outside of the original change meeting. Thank you for listening. These are the associated references, and I wish you a good day.